one station making history every day.
My sweet home, Chicago.
This is Chicago's talk leader.
89 WS. Let me tell you about a place up around Hamtramck Way, where the people love to play and polka the night away. Here they have a lot of fun. No one ever drinks, just one. Everybody old and young, polka's the night away. The band is led by Papa Joe. Where he comes from, I don't know. But you should see that bastard go. He polkas the night away.
5:08. 8 past 5. Good morning, everybody. 52 minutes before 6. Look who I found downstairs. Good morning, everybody. This is the Awake with Jake show right here on 89 WLS. Hope you're having a good morning so far. It's going to be a hot day today and a hot day tomorrow and a hot day on Monday and a hot day on Tuesday. It's going to be the mid-90s. This is summer. This is summer. We're going to get to a lot of stuff. You know, tomorrow is Father's Day. You know, fathers get screwed next to mothers. Did you ever notice that? They got the big build-up for mothers. Oh, take mother out to brunch and take mother, get her this, get her that, all the nice stuff. I'm looking at all the ads for fathers, and most of the stuff they're advertising to get your dad, it's all stuff to work around the house. Screwdriver sets, saws. Nowhere in there do I see hookers. Nowhere. Oh, man. But we will have somebody later on. What does a father want? He wants a good piece of meat. And we're going to have somebody on who's going to give you the tips on how to get a good piece of meat for dear old dad. Our phone number, 591-8900. You wish to text on the Townstone text line, you can, 68683, and then just put in WOSAM and whatever. And whatever. We'll move as we normally do. Paul in Arlington Heights. Good morning, Paul. Welcome to the show.
Well, good morning, Jake. You know who's in town this morning, and I'm sure he is listening to your show as I speak.
I am.
Well, not to you, but also our esteemed President Barack Obama. He's in town, so I'm sure he's listening in. So I would invite Mr. President to call in into the Awake with Jake show this morning.
I don't think he's listening because he was in town 2 weeks ago, and I thought he was listening, and it turned out he overslept.
Oh, well, maybe he's probably got arrested up for that big wedding night, which I never got my invite for. Jake, did you ever get your invite?
That's the big social event of the year. Valerie Jarrett's daughter's getting married, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, in Chicago, it was that, and in New York, and in Canada, it was a big event last night that I just happened to watch at the very end, Nick Wallenda crossing the Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls, Wallenda doesn't.
Yeah, you know, I almost forgot about it because I heard him talking about it on Don Wade and Roma's show yesterday, and I was watching the South Side baseball team playing, and during between innings, I changed the channel, and I go, oh, that's right, this is. So I did see him make it to the end there, but
I heard the toughest part was halfway across, he had to pull out his passport.
Well, I see him with that long ballasting stick, and I'm going, my God, that stick, how long and how unstable it was. Just carrying that stick would make me nervous, let alone going over the falls.
Remember, Teddy Roosevelt said,
carry that big stick.
Yeah, carry that big stick, yes.
That's right. Now, Jake, there's rumors on the Internet that you're going to be telling us fathers here how to properly pick and handle our meat.
Yeah, later on in the show.
Well, that's worth listening to later on.
And, tomorrow's going to be the mid-90s. There's no better day to be outside grilling than on the day that's mid-90s.
You got it. But if, in case Mr. President is listening this morning, I do have a complaint. Next time he has a change in his immigration policy, do it at a better time. He came on at about 13 minutes after 1 in the afternoon. And I was in the middle of watching my Maury Povich show right when they're going to give the results of the lie detector if the man was cheating on his fiancée. And I never heard the results because they put the president's speech on instead.
Oh,
He's got a lot of nerve.
I see you have your priorities set straight. Thank you,
You
Paul.
got that right, Jake. Jake, happy Father's Day to you and all the fathers out
Thanks.
there.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Yeah, that was yesterday. President was not a happy man yesterday. We may get into that later. You know, early this week, there was a story. There was a story about... It was kind of one of those... It was a good news, bad news story. There was this guy that was walking across the country, hitchhiking, and he was writing a book, a memoir about the kindness of people. And I think he was, Idaho or Montana or somewhere in there. And the story was hitchhiker writing memoir on the kindness of people gets shot. And everybody went, wow, that is so terrible. Here's this guy, he's going across country talking about how good people are, and someone comes and shoots him. He gets shot in the arm. This was Monday, and he claimed, the guy's name is Ray Dolan. He's from West Virginia. He claimed a guy in a pickup truck along a Montana highway just pulled alongside, shot him in the arm, and took off. Police took a guy into custody for the shooting. Couldn't find any evidence, like a gun, bullet, anything like that. And they were investigating more. It turns out that this hitchhiker writing the book about kindness in America, Ray Dolan, he shot himself. Why he shot himself, I don't know, but he did. So that kind of puts a whole different spin on things now. But it makes me happy. Because here I was thinking, here is this guy hitchhiking across America talking about the kindness of strangers. He gets shot. Oh, that's terrible. But now that I find out he did it himself, shot himself, I feel better now. Because it wasn't somebody in America shooting him. It was him. Pulling a scam. I love it. I love it when people pull scams. I just do. I have for you. I know there's a lot of important stuff going on. And we will get to that. But for those who start out early with me, I like to give you a special story. I know. Because that's the kind of guy I am. This story, I think, has everything. I don't think this story is missing any element at all. And this is a family story. And who doesn't love family stories? This is out of Idaho. The other day, on I-90, you know the same I-90 we have here? It goes out west. You know that?
Here's the story.
That's right. It involves a 14-year-old driver who did not have a license or a learner's permit. And the young man's name is Ryan Comsat Knight. Comesatnight. That's his name. Comsat Knight. I cannot make this up. Anyway, he was driving around 100 miles per hour without a license or as a permit, as I said. And he had 3 adults in the back seat. And all 3 adults had suspended licenses. They were driving from Great Falls, Montana, to a town casino in Idaho. When the police came upon the accident site, they said it was complete chaos. They said that there was all these wrong people in the wrong place at the wrong time. For example, the teen's guardian, Martin Tellish, wasn't supposed to leave Montana because he's on parole. 4 others were also in the car, including 2 5-year-olds. I didn't tell you the best part of the story. Because I'm going to tell you what happened to the 5-year-old. You'll say, Jake, how did that happen? See the accident that Ryan had? He ran into a moose and decapitated the moose. So anyway, the 2 kids in the back seat, one of them was injured by the part of the flying moose head came flying into the car. Plus, neither of the kids was in a safety seat. So the other guardian, April Demesh, she was ticketed for not having the kids in a safety seat. The teenager, Ryan, was charged, comes that night, was charged for driving without a license. And the Cadillac he was driving, which is all mangled, wasn't insured. And yes, there are fines to be paid. And the moose, of course, is still dead. You know, it's a crime in Idaho to hit a moose if you're going over 55 miles per hour and decapitate him. Do you know that? Yeah, it really is. The moose didn't see it coming. Anyway, 518, we'll take your calls, 591-8900. What's on your mind? It's the 5 o'clock hour, Wake with Jake, right here on 89 WL.